Alright, so today we're taking a look at Divine Shield Paladin. Now, Divine Shield Paladin is a pretty new deck that showed up right after the release of Whispers of the Old God, mostly because of Steward of Darkshire, and a little bit because of Rallying Blade. But mostly because of Steward of Darkshire. So what you do with this deck is, notably, Steward of Darkshire says summon, not when you play, when you summon. Which means that things like Noble Sacrifice get a Divine Shield. It's a really fun deck because it's just, there's not a lot of thought involved, honestly. It's a very aggressive deck where you just play out your hand, and occasionally against other aggressive decks you'll have to use your Divine Shields to trade, but more often than not when you're against control or mid-range, you just go face and overwhelm your opponent really quickly. It is actually, though, very strong against aggressive decks because of the Divine Shields making you so value-oriented. There's a little bit of debate out there with what you can switch around in this deck. I didn't bother bringing up a bunch of decks to show, because honestly, it's so new and the changes are really minute, like dropping a Seal of Champions for a Blessing of Kings, or dropping True Silver Champion for an extra Blessing of Kings, or dropping Keeper of Oldemon for an extra True Silver. It mostly changes right at the very end of the list. Losing an Argent Horse Rider for an extra blood. Like, it's just very minute changes. The core of the deck is in about from Steward of Darkshire down. Almost everything here you want to have, because they all have synergy with the Steward, and they're all very strong on their own. And Rallying Blade is a must-have because it can win you games outright, and with the loss of most weapons in Standard, Rallying Blade actually turns out to be one of the best weapons around right now. Pretty well as good, if not better, than Eaglehorn Bow, so not quite a fiery war axe. Regardless, it's a fun deck, it's a face deck, so it's not going to teach you too much about the game or fundamentals at the end of the day, but if you're just looking to have some fun, give it a try. I mean, some people will knock you for it, but hey, we're out there to have some fun, right? Let's play a fun deck. So let's take a look at some of the games. Okay, so we're up against a warrior. The key to this one is going to be to do a lot of damage quickly. The warrior can in all likelihood beat me once we get to the late game, so I should just try to whittle him down. And if not, my hero power is very strong against warrior who doesn't have a way to clear a 1 health minion or even contest a 1 health minion. Keeping the seal. I think I might want to use it on turn 3. I think it'll prove hard for him to get rid of this 1/1 Argent Squire. Oh. Now this is something I haven't actually seen happen. I know that Divine Shield Paladin is strong against Zoo and Shaman, and Token Druid, for whatever it's worth. But I haven't actually come into this matchup very often. Well, by very often I mean at all. What to do? If I throw out the 2 minions, that leaves me something for Seal of Champions, for sure. This Rusty Hook could prove to be a bit of a problem. Or I can start making guys, and just kind of conserving my hand against the Rusty Hook. Well, I think I need to throw out a couple of guys. I have the Divine Favors. That's the point of them. Is that I can make these inefficient trades and still catch up. Well, okay. I don't get the buff for the Rallying Blade, but gotta clear that guy away. Might need to use the equality here. Well, I really don't want to. Could a quality divine favor next turn. Could a quality guy this turn and clear it. Okay, well, a quality guy. And then next turn we'll try to play whatever we draw and divine favor. Hopefully he doesn't play much here. Don't play cards. Okay, thank you. Ooh. Well, still 3 mana, draw 3. Shouldn't be too greedy. Alright. Gonna resist the urge to play this because next turn I can do that. Or I can do this, which might actually prove to be better. Yeah, because now I have a target. Taking a fair amount of damage, but I think once I claim the board I can catch up really quick. Okay. Alright. Fortunately, we have a Divine Shield Tide Hunter to get in the way.
Back to your homes.
We'll hold the charge here. Seal of Champions turn 3 did not work out the way I'd hoped. This double Rusty Hook business kind of kept me from being able to do too much. Okay. Ah, wonderful. See, it's once you get the Steward of Darkshire, you just kind of overpower the opponent. It's so hard to deal with that board state of Divine Shields. Okay, playing a Shaman.
I will fight with honor.
Could be the Face Shaman, could be Evolved Shaman. I'm going to keep the Steward of Darkshire because it is a very, very strong card for the deck. Alright. We have our turn 1, turn 2, turn 3, and so on.
The light protects me.
That's not too bad, really. Could have given somebody Divine Shield there, but I don't think that's necessary yet. I'd rather give it to the 2-2 for sure, or the 2-1 for sure. Okay.
Is that it?
And this is how this deck gets ahead. I now have a 3-2 Divine Shield, which was actually just a 2-drop, but the synergy is strong. That's actually pretty lucky for him.
Back to your homes.
For justice.
But we can pull off some crazy shenanigans. This is just great. Hold on. Oh. Oh. Wait. That's right. The Divine Shield hits the Noble Sacrifice. If that isn't some crazy balance, I don't know what is. Blizzard requests a teen rating, so let's just say it's crazy balance. Okay. I really just want to protect this. If I protect it long enough, I just kind of win. So, we'll hit, clear that away. Get a nice Divine Shield 1/1. And throw out another Divine Shield. Doesn't quite work there. Like, it's just fine. It's like, okay, yeah, sure, play cards. Do what you want. Doesn't matter. The value is just insane.
None may steal our secrets.
It's so hard to play against this kind of deck as the aggressor. Like, Shaman here is supposed to be throwing down big threats using Overload, but he needs board clears to stay in the game, because these Divine Shields just break it down. Because he has strong minions, but my minions have the ability to take 2 hits, and that makes it more valuable. Lightning Storm? No, no such luck. No, he doesn't have Lightning Storm. So I use 6 to clear, then I have 6, 9, 10, 13, 17. So I'm 4 off lethal. If I use the equality, I can get that up by 2. Which still isn't good enough. I'll clear with these 2 and trade that.
The battle.
Throw that one away. And that one. Then we threaten lethal next turn, and we hold on to the equality in case of any sort of taunts. And both of my threats have Divine Shield. Okay, so we're up against a mage. Could be Tempo Mage, could be Control Mage, Cthulhu Mage. Lots of different variants. I'm gonna look for a stronger Tempo hand, because we gotta try to keep up with the Freeze Mage, or with the Tempo Mage, potentially.
Nothing scares me. Except mice.
I might coin and shoot that. Okay. This is a Tempo Mage. Tempo Mage is a hard matchup for this deck. I'll throw out the Argent Squire. I might equality next turn. Yeah, I think I'm gonna equality here. Now it's less certain. Alright, we will equality with the sacrifice. So this guy can start clearing away the board. Get rid of one of them. This is a funny position where I can't actually play this. Ah, that is an excellent card. Unfortunately, he's burnt his hand. I've burnt my hand too, but my hero power is stronger. It's already managed to do quite a bit of damage to me. Okay.
Reporting for duty.
It's a bit risky, but I gotta try to risk it here. Okay, him drawing cards is great for us. Arcane missiles. Arcane missiles could be really bad, but it's unlikely. Oh, that's so unlikely. Draw 3. Okay.
Let me think.
Back to your homes.
Don't worry, loves. The cavalry's here. The battle.
I have to hope that he doesn't have a clear for this. It's unlikely that he will, or that he won't, but again, we're playing from behind, so we have to try to take some bigger risks. Checks for revenge. Attacks. Noble sack pops.
Get down!
And there's the frostbolt. That's a bad ordering.
Not on my watch. I live for justice.
Try to get damage in pretty immediately if we want to have any chance of winning. If he has Blizzard or anything like that, we're just done. Okay.
Reporting for duty.
None
I'd have to
may
risk
steal
taking
our
damage on the face.
I
Might
can't do
put me into lethal, but just have to get this damage in. So now we're 1 off lethal next turn, probably 2 off. Well, 3 off, because he's going to clear the abusive with his Fire Blast.
Let's make magic.
And that's game. There's... Oh, well, there, that is the 1 draw. The gods smile upon me, it would seem.
Don't worry, loves. The cavalry's here. For justice.
Might as well keep on risking it. That's actually pretty unbelievable that I drew Divine Favor there. We have 6 damage. We're 2 turns away from lethal. That could be Vaporize.
Reporting for duty.
Vaporize? No. Okay. Can't hit any more minions anyway. don't want to go within one fireball range. Being at 8 instead of being at 6 is actually a pretty big difference. See, there's the second fireball. Which means dropping from 11 earlier didn't matter. Really tough to beat these more control decks that have a late game plan with board clears. Not impossible, just really hard. This is almost an anti-aggressive aggro deck. It's really interesting. Okay, so we're playing a Warlock here. Might be Zoolock, might be Reno-Lock. If it's Zoo, I feel pretty comfortable. If it's Reno, well, we'll see. 1, 2, 3. It's a good enough hand to keep. It's a better 2 drop in all likelihood.
Except mice.
Get in there and fight, maggot!
Okay. I'll just throw out the Tide Hunter
Is
here.
that it?
Start doing damage early.
Put this apple on your head.
Oh, coin fella. Might be unlucky on this. Okay. That works out fine for me.
Is that it?
So we'll just go ahead and do this and clear the Zoo's board. Zoo can't do nearly as much without board control, so it's important to keep them clear. And now he's tapping slowly to his own demise.
Not on my watch.
Protect our person from the possessed villager and set us up for a better rallying blade.
Put this apple on your head.
Okay. Not getting lucky on the juggles, which is nice for me. I think it's important to get the immediate value.
Reporting for duty. For justice.
We just keep pushing in the damage. I still have very strong cards in my hand. And he has strong cards too, but they're not nearly as good when you don't have all of these other minions. So, he's fine.
Back
So I
to
can
your
do
homes.
things like this.
Scares me.
For
Except
justice.
mice.
And just clear him away.
To battle.
Versus aggro. This is the best aggro deck. Versus control, though, it's a bit of a roll of the dice. Because here you can keep up the aggression without the Darkshire. But Darkshire is really necessary when you're fighting the control matchups where they have a lot of board clears.
Is that it?
That's 7. That's lethal.
Is that
To
it?
battle. For justice.
Well played. So that was Divine Shield Paladin. That was a new experience for me. I mean, brand new deck in the meta. It's totally new, totally fresh. a little gimmicky, let's be honest. I mean, you're just throwing out Divine Shields left and right with it, and it's fun. I'm not sure how much of a skill-based deck it turned out to be. I mean, it felt like a lot of the time I was just kind of on autopilot. But when you get off that big setup and there's just Divine Shields going off left and right, it is cool and it works. I don't know, I have mixed opinions about this deck. Jay, what do you think of gimmick decks? You know, those ones that just kind of show up in like a block?
Well, okay, so we call them gimmick decks. There's a direction behind the card game. So it's like when you're making paths for effects and you're trying to calculate how people are going to use it, it's like, fuck yeah, it worked, but damn, you know, like it, and you can't even call it an honest mistake because the card set that they have released is working, you know?
Yeah.
It's really hard to pace the way that people will think while they play your games. I wonder about the intentions of the developers sometimes. But that's just me.
I think, you know, building off that, my question for the audience is, I don't know if this gimmick will survive. If it's going to be able to last in the meta, if, you know, Divine Shield Paladin is going to be a deck for years to come, or when Whispers of the Old Gods cycles out, if it's just going to be gone. Like mech decks. Mech was a previous set in HearthStone, and they're gone now. You can't run mech anymore because there isn't the support there.
To all the players of other card games out there, that's like Zealand Vanguard, that's like everything in Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah, no, but we gotta remark that HearthStone's doing a bang-up job.
Yeah, what do you guys think? Do you think the deck will stick around? Like, comment, subscribe below, and I'd honestly love to hear what you think about this. See ya!